You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
So, Jay, give me one final thought just on the tossed-up games there. I felt like you had something more for me to say or to say to me about it. Let's hear it.
So, if there's anything, as we talked about, got to have fun and enjoy this, right? Do not be surprised if this defense goes out there and quiets just about everybody in every single game. It feels like they care so much about proving Brent Venables right that all those toss-ups are going to be for real toss-ups. I expect them to try to blow out a certain set of teams. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. So Greg McElroy of SEC Network, also the Kubelic and McElroy Show, Alabama quarterback fame, former Southlake Carroll Dragon, who I got to witness play quarterback, came out with his top 25 for the 2024 season. And the Oklahoma Sooners come in at number 17, right around Oklahoma. I'm not going to go through 1 through 16, but just in front of them at number 14, the Clemson Tigers, number 15, LSU, and the Oklahoma State Cowboys at number 16. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on where Oklahoma lands in McElroy's top 25?
You know what? I think it's fair. I think it's fair that we'll maintain ourselves in the 17 to 20 range. We'll probably start every single poll around there. Everyone wants to see what our quarterback looks like. Like, buddy of mine said this, Ty Hayes over at Around the Table Sports, he made mention of this, that we don't really see concerns with Oklahoma. We have questions. And those questions just have to be answered at some point. Now, we don't have fear of the offensive line because we know we got Bill Beatonbow, and he always finds a way to put it together. But we have questions. We don't know who's going to start yet. We don't know who's the one's going to step up. But we know they'll figure it out, so we're not concerned about it. Same thing with quarterback. I have questions about Jackson Arnold around, will he not be cavalierish and do things that will put himself in harm's way? And that's because I know that he has that mentality of trying to take over a game. I just don't want him. I've comped him to Drake May. When Drake May was a redshirt freshman, that's what it feels like he can be. But Drake May liked to run people over. And that got him into some trouble. Yeah. So I just don't want Jackson Arnold to do the same. I don't want him to feel like he has to carry the team, which is why I'm so bullish on the defense, because I think the defense carries us. And so everybody's going to put us in this range. The only time I would feel disrespected is if we are under the number 20. If we're under the number 20, then at that point you're trolling. There's no reason why you would think we shouldn't be in the top 20, 19 and up. If you put us under 20, you're trolling. So most of the polls are going to say this. I'm fine with a 17, a 16, of 18. Just as long as we're not under 20, then I'll take you seriously.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair place for them to land. They've got a lot to prove. I would like to think that people think Texas has a lot to prove, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. Everybody's just kind of banking on Texas, being really, really good in this one. The Longhorns were at number 4 behind Ohio State, Georgia, and Oregon. I mean, okay, fine. Texas has nothing to prove. They're going to go win the SEC. It's impossible for them to lose a game this season. They'll probably beat Georgia at home. That's where we're at. That's where we're at at this point in the offseason. But Oklahoma, you've got a lot to prove. And listen, I think they're okay with that. I think that Brent Venables and his team, they don't care one about the rankings. Before the Locked On Sooner listener, the everydayer, gets on here and says the rankings don't matter. Yes, I know the team doesn't care about the rankings. They don't care about it. If anything, they'll use it as fuel to go prove people wrong, if they're even looking at it. Probably not even looking at it or addressing it. But I think they don't mind being in this underdog, overlooked, undervalued position because it allows them to just go prove it, to go do the work and prove it on the football field. They don't need anybody talking for them. They don't need Jay. They don't need John talking about how great they are. They're going to go out there and they're going to show it. And I'm with you that I really do think the defense is going to be what stands out this year, as if we're going to look for one reason why the Oklahoma Sooners were so successful Yes, the quarterback will be good. The run game will be good, but it will be because the defense takes that step into a top 15 defense in the nation. And they are helping to take a lot of the pressure, a lot of the load off of Jackson Arnold. So yeah, I'm cool. I would be cool if they were even 20, 21, 22, because again, lost a lot along the offensive line, a new starter at quarterback. It wouldn't surprise me if somewhere in one of these polls, whether it's the USA Today coaches or the AP top 25, if Oklahoma's sitting 20 to 25, it wouldn't surprise me.
I can see that. I think, and once SEC Media Days ends next week, you have the all the media there that'll vote and put in their polls and everything. And yeah, you know, you're gonna have a lot of interesting takes in regards to that. But I guess the question I have, we're going to address this on another episode, is we got to talk about the Jackson Arnold floor and ceiling in comparison to, you know, former Sooners, right? We've got to pick that out, because I have a couple of ideas, and it's kind of terrifying, while at the same time it could be really exciting too. So, but on this, I mean, the other thing that and this only reason why I say 20 is my number is because I get why they would keep us lower, because of the schedule, right? There's still so many concerns, and I was talking to someone not too long ago on a live, and they asked the question like, man, Sooner fans, y'all don't even care about the schedule. No concerns. Y'all just think it's going to be fine. And I'm like, yeah, because the best thing about our schedule is a lot of our bye weeks. We have 3 bye weeks this season, and they're strategically set, right? You get your bye week before Texas, you got bye week before Missouri, and you got Maine, which is technically a bye week before Alabama, right? So those bye weeks being as strategic as they are, that helps, right? That helps with getting your mind and body right. Just the fact that this season was the one that gave us the 2 bye weeks, man, that's what got me kind of like, okay, I can coast on this. This is not what I cannot lose my mind. The bye weeks are going to be there to help with as buffers. And so I anticipate this area. I just, like I said, anything below 20 tells me you're trolling. Come on now. You know, Oklahoma's. We've been top 10 recruiting class every year since Venable's been here, and just about all the time we are. You know the players are there. We just got to execute. You know the
players. And there's a lot of trolls out there, right? There's a lot of people out there that want to get that Oklahoma Sooners engagement. I've had to start muting some folks because it's real obvious what they're trying to do, and so I'm trying not to get those interactions. But yeah, I think, you know, you look at what and how the schedule lays out. Probably after Texas, I mean, your toughest games are in the back half of the season. Ole Miss, Missouri, Bama, LSU, all in the second half of the season. By that point, you probably have some things figured out. And if you haven't figured it out yet, make sure you listen to Locked On Sooners every single day. We are your local experts covering the top stories and giving you the best analysis for Oklahoma Sooners football and all the other athletics as well. Follow Jay on Twitter at Unfair Sports, myself at John9Williams. And after this, go check out the Locked On Sports Today 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. And now it's also available on the Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today now available on the free Fire TV channels app. Again, Locked On, your source for Oklahoma athletics every single day here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Again, free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. And you can follow the show on all the socials. But until next time, he's Jay. I'm John. We'll talk to you from getting ready for SEC Media Days. Boomer.
Sooner. Y'all know I love sports. I love them so much, I don't ever want them to stop. Hence why I'm doing this podcast around college sports. But unfortunately, as the playoffs wind down, sports ain't sport no more. And we got to figure out something else to do. But the good thing is, FanDuel has found a way for us to keep the sports going wherever I want them to. So all you have to do is open up the app, dream up any bets you want in whatever I'm in the mood for. Like right now, we've got the Texas Rangers, who looks like they are favorites, going up against the Houston Astros tomorrow. May have to put a little money on that. So I'm going to grab the FanDuel app, definitely check that out. And the best part about it is FanDuel is hooking up all of our customers with a boost or a bonus daily. Yep, that's right. You're getting a daily boost or a bonus. So there's something for everybody every day, all summer long. So make sure you go head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.